Hello, City of Heroes and City of Villains fan. It's me again, Tommy. Woo woo. At the Alt Reality. I have a little video here, another short rando video. This video is really about what I think is the perfect starter mastermind and just general good all-arounder mastermind, which is the Robotics Traps mastermind. It does everything. And one of the great things I like about the Robotics Trap mastermind is that it does not require a huge investment of resources or other things to get this mastermind to work for you. It just does not require a lot for the rather minimal investment, and even with just generic IOs, those origin enhancements. Sorry, those enhancements that don't have like an origin or anything. They're just generic IOs that you can craft. This is it's good on those even. It gives a lot of defense really easily thanks to force field generation and the protector bots force fields combined with whatever shield you want to put on. It's got a range of defense debuffs and regen debuffs. It does a little bit of everything. To me, it's the perfect tune to lead a task force or strike force in this game because it just does so much. You're bringing everything to the table. You're bringing DPS. You're bringing debuffs. You're bringing buffs to the team, especially if you take leadership and grab the support hybrid. And you're survivable and very very tanky. I'm gonna take a look at the build here. Um, Again, not using mids, just because it's just a fast per 2 video. But basically here, you're seeing how I've got my build set up. This is a rather inexpensive for a mastermind build. We're doing the same thing that I love. This thing that I've learned from the forums, which I love. If you can check out any of JJ Draken's old build thread, which has been closed down, but still got plenty of builds, hundreds of builds on there that are useful to check out. I love this slotting. This 3 slot of efficacy adapter, that 1.3, 1.5 recovery buff is really nice, and it's relatively cheap to grab these off out the auction house and slap them in. I usually slap them in at the beginning of every build right away. And then this miracle recovery, pretty inexpensive. That also helps out an awful lot. Got the standard combat jumping adds to defense. And always slopping a luck of the gambler defense increased global recharge, and that's good. The magic 3 slot luck of the gambler into maneuvers, really really handy. This is actually the slotting of leadership is a minimal slotting, but you get a lot out of this leadership slotting. So we've got the luck of the gambler sitting here again with that decreased in charge, a defense buff, and defense and endurance. Then down here we got tactics, kind of the same thing to hit buff endurance, to hit buff, and then the I did not slot the I didn't slot anything special here. I'm sorry, this set does take it back. This set doesn't have a proc, but to hit buff and endurance reduction here. So just nice, neat assault. Just I need to buff this up a little bit, but just a generic IO here, an invention enhancement, and then again a little bit of luck of the gambler here. Charged Armor's got still my favorite for resist sets right now. Aegis is just winning as far as I'm concerned. I've tried other sets. I just feel like you get the most, including rare psionic resistance, out of the Aegis set. I 6 slot it right away into a resistance set. My other favorite set for defense set right now has got to be Shield Wall. Slot the whole thing. Shield Wall is just amazing. Teleport target, it's just fun to pick that up. Especially on a mastermind, it's just useful. It's really useful. Then hasten is the last power choice here. Just these are those 235s. I'm just lazy. I just need to slap it. I need to slap 250 IOs in there. I'm just too lazy and haven't done it yet. Just lazy. But this health and stamina slotting, very inexpensive, affordable, doable, and I really think it just helps out a lot. We're going to look at my current favorite way to budget slot a mastermind, and that's with one rare set, the Mark of Supremacy. It's just amazing. I don't think have I buffed this up to the. Oh, it needs to be buffed up. I haven't actually buffed this up to the catalyst to make it a purple yet, but still. Um, I usually will slat the accuracy, the damage, and the endurance and the pet resist into the first 2 slots of the pet. This is inexpensive. There are fancier ways to do this, but three slotting expedient reinforcement into the first pet plus these two, and then whatever proc or buff IO you want to slap in here. In this case, it's the explosive strike, chance for smashing damage, just ups the battle drone's damage a bit. Nice, solid, easy slotting here. And then skip on down, equip robot. Got so the I am my pets. I do believe if you slot these in the pets benefit from the defense from this as well. We'll double check when we look at the pets and it's resistance to all, defense to all. Then down here again, we've got the mark of supremacy, accuracy and damage, damage and endurance. Then because this pet passes out defense buff, passes out force shield to everybody, which gives everybody defense to all. I put a luck of the gambler defense in there, then a defense and increased global recharge speed. And again, sovereign right accuracy and damage endurance, and then the resistance bonus. So this way, these pets are going to rock all of the resistance bonuses, all of the defense bonuses from the pet sets, so that it will give them like I think 30% extra resistance, and I forget how much. We'll look and see how much defense they're getting, but it's a hefty amount. And again, last two bits of the accuracy, endurance, and damage into the assault bot pet, third third tier pet, and then chance for knockdown and knockback. You can grab these if you're KG on the auction house. You can get these relatively in the 8 to 7 million range if you're KG and patient, which I was able to do. And then here, defense or for the pet. The explosive strike again because it does not back, so it gives a little bit of extra damage. And then the defense bonus. So if we look at the pets, what we've got here. So I've got some macros set up to make summoning the pets not so horrible. I might do a video on easy mastermind macros. I use the default macros for attack, follow, and heal. And then I made a go-to macro here. I'll talk about that maybe some other time. I think I've talked about that in other videos, but it just makes managing the pets so easy without complicated number binds. I am a simplicity person. I try to avoid cognitive overload in gaming, having too many things to do. But we're just going to upgrade these pets, and then I'm going to show you, we're going to look at, if we could, and why the pet summons can't just be, instead of having to use like, to click them and then have to select where you want them to come, I set mine up to just summon them. I wish they just naturally worked that way. We'll look at the big pet, the assault bot, and we're going to view his combat attributes. Oh, wait a minute. Let's also bring in the force field. So you can just see how nifty this gets. So we're going to view his combat attributes. So we're going to first look at his damage resistance. So from expedient reinforcement, mark of supremacy, and sovereign right, he's got 30% extra resistance to all, which gives him some pretty hefty resistances. Sonic resistance is pretty high here. Cold resistance is high. Lethal resistance is high, really high, 65%, and you'll see pretty consistent 30% to everything else. Real nice to have that damage resistance on your pets. Then we look at the defense. So defense between Edict of the Master, Call to Arms, and Dispersion Bubble. How much is that? 5. It's 15% extra defense. It looks like from the IOs. Edict of the Master, Call to Arms. Oh, sorry, I didn't get the third one in, but we don't really need it because I didn't go with the other set. But just from Edict of the Master and Call to Arms, we got 10% added to defense. If I really wanted to bump it up, I'd figure out a way to slot in the other Mastermind set. But in this case, we're going with the cheap, and it's going to be more than enough. We don't really need it. Don't really need it. So maneuvers is giving us some force shield. The bots are protecting each other with force shield, and then we're getting the dispersion bubbles adding a hefty almost 16%. So overall, this pets have got major. I believe these are just. I want to say this is defense cap, but I'm bad at numbers, but I believe it is. And then sonic defense and toxic defense. So they're just hardly anything is going to hit them unless they get really and AoE defense is what we really want on pets. AoE defense, you really want AoE defense on pets. Just because AoEs are what's going to get you on a mastermind. But overall, this mastermind is just rocking defense. So it brings hefty amounts of defense to a team. Your teammates are being getting good amounts of defense just from you standing there. Caltrops, the famous three slotting of Caltrops with Positron Splash, chance for damage there. damage proc here from Ice Master's Torment, a newer set but wonderful, and then another one for chance for fire damage from bombardment. Again, these are affordable. They're a couple million each on the exchange. Again, this is a budget build. I think the whole build cost me about. I use hero merits for the Mastermind set, so I didn't have to pay for those out of my cash stores. But maybe this build is probably 180 million, 200 million. Really nothing because there's ways to earn money. Maybe one of the days I'll do a video on how to get cash in the game. Some surprising things you can do to earn cash in the game, including selling, flipping enhancements, converting enhancements from to rare ones, and then selling the rare ones for a couple million each. There's lots you can do. But anyway, shield breaker. We're going to lean into rather than lean into the damage. We're going to lean into acid mortars, defense debuff powers. Force field generator, full slot of luck of the gambler, always good in a defense set. Poison trap, my favorite hold sets. This chance for mag 2 hold, you're going to see that kick in a lot. Entire groups are just going to be held in a little electrical bubble and unable to move. Seeker drones, again, hitting hitting into their to hit the buff that they're going to slap on the character, so they hit us left. So the combination of that to hit the buff plus all this defense, I'm just going crazy here with my mouse, but all of this defense combined with this to hit debuff is really going to help you survive as a mastermind. I spam Seeker Drums as it goes in almost every mob. Trip Mine, cheap Siroko's Dervish set. Triage Beacon, one of my favorite sets that does so much for so little. Doctored Wounds, usually affordable. So about a 200 million, 180 million, 200 million. You have a simple mastermind built like this. But the great thing about Robotics Traps Masterminds, you don't need the fancy IOs to really do it. This could be just, I could have this done with all generics and it'd still be darned effective. Still be able to take on tough tasks, still be able to help you earn in-game currency and in-game drops by just running a task force after task force on max settings, plus 4 times 8, spamming or repeatables plus 4 times 8. Even on just generic IOs, this thing's gonna be great. Um, I wasn't gonna do a Khalisti Wharf mish, but we might as well since they're one of the hardest missions, just to see how this guy runs. Um, let's see. Win one for chippers is one of the repeatable ones. Um, and we're just gonna go in here and we're gonna check out how this guy works. Now remember, I've got the some incarnates already slotted. I don't have full incarnates slotted yet because I've just been working on getting this guy his incarnates. But I always go for I skip judgment and interface early on. I go for the alpha, and then I go for the lore and the destiny because of the +1 to level boost that they give to the characters, and I believe it affects the pets as well when you're doing certain types of content. And then hybrid support. If you are a mastermind, go the left side of the tree, hybrid support. It doubles in efficacy for pets. This is boosts your damage. It boosts your damage. It boosts your stats. It boosts your defense. Hybrid support has become my new favorite. Musculature, I typically don't go with that, but in this case, I did. I typically go for cardiac, but on a mastermind, I just feel musculature is the best choice. So let's just go in here. And again, fairly effective, cheap build, even on generic IOs. This thing would be able to handle just about almost anything tossed at it. It gets uber ridiculous with the it gets uber ridiculous when you bring in the other things. I forgot if I can't remember if I buffed these pets or not, so I'm just gonna do it again because my memory's terrible. And we're gonna toggle on our support, and we're gonna bring in this guy here. And we always like to have our seeker drones ready. Looks like there's a little bit of a there we go. Got our 2 hacked warworks from the thing here. Now, incandescent. Incandescent is the mastermind's best friend. Immediately buffs you, buffs all your pets, summons all your pets to the same thing. Now these Khalisti Wharf mobs, notably the P.E.A.C.E. guys, They are just loaded with debuffs. I still believe this particular mob was modeled on the 801 AE missions that Dark Current's been showcasing on his channel. They're loaded with debuffs. I know the Mastermind's handling it so well, but trust me, these things have will shred a tank. We're only on plus two times four, but even on plus two times four, these things would have shredded a brute, would have shredded a tank. Ooh, what's back here? Oh, no more mobs. All right. The biggest thing on this type of mastermind is just making sure that you keep that force field generator up, because after a bit, force field generator will despawn, and that can be a problem. Again, we're going to be careful here. We're actually going to pull into us because you'll notice that Peacekeeper Ballister, he has put down some trip mines, and if you run in there, those trip mines are all going to fire on you. They're just killing. Acid mortar is pretty tanky, and these guys are just shredding acid mortar. I'm gonna throw down my. This ballister's got to go, and I'm kind of glad he came along. I'm gonna resummon our healing drone again, so keep the pets up. Pets are taking a little bit of a beating, even with all the defense they're rocking. That ballister's defense debuffs are nasty. Oh, he's got to slow down too. I'm just gonna see if I can snipe and pull them to us. Our goal here is to bring them to us, not go to them. All right. That looked easier than it really was. So this Robotics Mastermind is making this mob look easier to defeat than they actually are. They're a very difficult mob to defeat. They will shred entire teams. They will shred tanks. See again, you see over there? See all those trip mines? Foolishly run in there without thinking and see what happens to you. And four trip mines hit you. But what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So we're going to set up something here. I'm going to use my go-to macro to let me put them a little bit behind me. All right. And I'm going to set another trip mine down here. We're going to pull them into our trip mine and into our. Oh, they already got. Oh, bots, get your butts back here. I'm going to try to get the bots to come back here. I'm actually going to put them on passive so they all run back this way, and then put them back on. Yeah, there we go. Little trick there is I put them all on passive just to draw the attack in so they wouldn't run into the room and blow themselves up, get themselves blown up. Yeah. Yeah, if we had run into that room, they would have wrecked us. These mobs are confuse resistant too, I noticed. They resist, it seems like they resist holds and confuses and stuff too. Yeah. Oh, and we gotta pull our, for my convenience, I have a lot of stuff macroed to make it easier to resummon in combat. Yeah, and the trip mine self-destructed after that. So I've got my defensive follow macroed, I've got passive macroed, I've got attack macro, and it's all tied to my keyboard, so I can just press numbers on my keyboard and have things happen without having to place a location down to summon the force field, place a location down to summon extra pets. I can resummon pets pretty quickly. I'm still trying to figure out a macro that I can just click it and it will summon all three tiers of pets with one click, so I can resummon even more quickly, even faster. Yeah, so again, we're not going to run into these guys. We are going to make them come to us. And then we're going to make sure that our go-to is here so our pets don't go stupid on us. I need to get that macro for that maintenance drone done. I'm a little nervous we're going to get wrecked, so I'm going to use incandescent to buff us all up. I'm keeping my eyes to make sure that everything's up. Most slowly that force field generator. So I've got this buff hit on me, right? I'm going to move back. Targeting, have that fall off me. It's still on me. Oh yeah, something else I want to mention. Um, Combat jumping on squishies is amazing. You want that. You're going to resist holds. You're going to resist being knocked back. Combat jumping and then taking acrobatics is excellent for squishies. So I got this debuff on me. This is the let's look at it. See if the system will let me look at it. Trying to click on it. Psionic targeting. So it's a taunt. And what else does it do to me? I felt like it does other things besides that. This says it's just a taunt, but I know that psionic targeting does some other stuff to you. It's not saying typically what it does. But anyway, they did not trap. My trip mine didn't get triggered. Oh well. Oh, got some stragglers, but again, put down. I think on a robotic, one other way you could go with on a robotics trap mastermind is go full teleport pool and get fold space and just fold space stuff right on top of your trip mines and right into your field of death that you could create. That could be pretty nasty. I could see that being incredibly nasty. Also, I believe the team teleport, when you team teleport, it will snatch you, your pets, your bombs, your trip mines, everything, and teleport you into a mob with all that stuff, with all those bombs going off. And that's hilarious too. That's really fun to have happen. All right. Oh, made a mistake there. Since we're about to die, I'm gonna. Oh, that death there was a good example of being careful with this mob. I'm okay that I died there, because that was a good example of how dangerous that mob is and how you just can't run ahead like you do in other missions. You're in a team here, and right, people just blindly running into things, they will shred you in seconds if you are not prepared, as we just saw happen. Just shredded me in seconds. It didn't last a minute. So we're gonna fly over back. I'm not. I need to get some editing software so these videos can go a little bit better. That's kind of like my next mission is to get editing software and work on being able to edit. Also, this is a poor tune, so it doesn't have the mission transports on it already. We'll just pause the video for this part while we travel, and then we'll pick it back up. Or I'm trying to pause the video, but okay, video won't pause. Not sure what's happening. So I guess we're just gonna go with it. We're just pretend it's a live stream, folks. We'll just pretend it's a live stream. Hmm. I seem to have lost control of all of my. Oh, this is interesting. I'm not sure what's going on. I seem to have lost control of all my controls. There we go. Not sure what happened there. I was suddenly unable to control anything or click on anything, but that's gone away now, so we're just going to roll with it. All right. So, fortunately, until I get my editing chops down and some editing software going for myself and learning how to edit, because I don't even know how to, we're going to have to put up with a little randomness as far as this. So, thank gosh I have got the macros. I really just got to click them real fast and I can get all my pets summoned. What's really nice about the macros that I've got set up, if I could set a macro up that just did everything, that would be amazing. I don't even know if that's possible, but if you just click one or two macros, summon all your pets, then buff all your pets, that'd be amazing. I would love that. So we got this. I'm going to save clicking the support macro because we're quite not ready for that. And I'm going to save summoning the lore pets. And these guys are going to follow me because I want to, we're going to not, we're going to cheat. Get up here, higher here a little bit, and fly into the elevator. Oops. There we go. That saved some. That shaved off some time. Some less monotonous video to watch. Hopefully, I didn't trip the mob so that they're waiting by the elevator. We're gonna crash in. All right. So now that we know there's death waiting around the corner, take all that support on. Bring in my other guy, folks to join us. My hacked ACU and hacked orb. All right. So we're gonna peek around. All right. I'm gonna use that teleport. I couldn't set up too much because they were waiting on me, but oh yeah, that Peace Commander guy sucks. I'm gonna do some debuff down, and I'm gonna throw it on this Caltrops, which those procs and Caltrops turns it into an amazing ranged AoE attack. It just hits the targets and just does continual damage to them. This guy is horrible. I'm gonna concentrate fire on him by clicking the number 8 key, which is tied to my attack my target macro, just because we need to take him down fast. And the one thing I like about having the macros for the macros for that is I can treat my pets like attack powers, like mini attack powers. I hit that 8, whatever I've got targeted, they're gonna go for. So see, but notice how smooth, much more smoothly it went when I didn't rush in, when I was prepared, when I had my buffs up. Okay, this is another one. This will not be as hard. They're gonna come for us. So I'm gonna dodge around this corner, and I'm gonna move these guys back here so that they'll pull. Oh, I don't have my hold resist toggle on, so now I'm going to be held forever unless I do something. Let's get that back together. Oh, I might die. Hold on. This is another mistake I made. I think I can hang in there though. If I can just hang in there till the incandescent Okay, we're gonna incandescent's gonna save our butts. I'm gonna resummon really quickly. I'm gonna throw a gas bomb down here. Sorry, poison gas bomb down. But this just goes to show how if you are not prepared with these mobs, they will eat you alive. I didn't have my hold resist toggle up, which caused this cascade failure we're having now. But I think we can hang in there. We can still do it. Oh no, they're shredding. They got through my defense too easily, so I'm gonna die again. Um, yeah. That just shows how rough these mobs are. And again, that's user error. I should have been able to have taken care of those rather easily. That was just me not really having everything toggled on. It was supposed to be toggled on. Oh shit. They are good at retargeting. Apparently, if you res, they know you came back to life and they come back for you. Oh, that just really sucks. Let's see. I might see if they've detog. I'm gonna try one more time to res and see if they come back. See if I can get out of there before. I think I've lost their aggro. Yeah, they detargeted me. So we can just move back here a little bit. Oh, thank you, preventative medicine. Looks like they're gonna try to come get me, so I'm gonna zoom out of here before they come after me too much. I don't think they'll follow me down the elevator. This is becoming more a video about how kind of nasty the Khalisti Wharf mobs are, more than how good the Traps Mastermind. The Traps Mastermind is still excellent. That was user error. That was not. That was not the. That was not the mastermind being poor mastermind. So that was me being an idiot. So I make sure we toggle everything on this time. Make sure all of our toggles are on. Luckily, I can resummon my pets rather quickly and get them all buffed back up rather quickly. Almost to the end of this one. I didn't have my hold resist up. Now you can see how important that is for squishies. And I really wasn't ready for them. And they just slapped me down with tons of debuffs. So we're going to be a little bit more cagey this time. And what I think I'm going to do is first... Oh, see those stairs? Those stairs are loaded with trip mines. If we go up, if we run up those stairs in our next mob and die, it's our own fault. And I'm just gonna load down a bunch of stuff here. Arrow drones, those are ready. I am going to snipe. So I'm gonna park these guys here. You stay there. I'm going to snipe, snipe, draw some attention. Then I'm going to jump back here, fully back here. Then I'm going to buff us up. Slap that confused down, see if it hits anybody. It didn't really. We're going to throw our cow traps down. Now see, this time the hold didn't get me. I heard the hold play out, but it didn't get me this time. You can see those little white bubbles above my head means I'm resisting a hold. Like it tried to hold me, but it couldn't. Because thanks to the set bonuses and the trip mine down. Thanks to the set bonuses and the acrobatics, I'm able to resist a lot of holds and not be held. This is why I love super jump acrobatics on squishy characters. And you see how much better we handled that when we were prepared, when we handled carefully. Now, when you don't handle it carefully, when you're not prepared, these Khalisti Wharf mobs will shred you. But you can see this Mastermind's doing quite well with them. Sometimes I wish I'd taken Detonate, which is where you can, where the trap set on Masterminds will explode a pet. We'll send a pet in as a bomb. Looks like I got one of my lower tier pets died, which is not that unusual. He probably ran off and aggroed more than he could handle and got killed. We'll just resummon him thanks to the macro. It's so easy. And then we will just I'm going to summon a new maintenance drone that's got full HP. Force field generator, I'm going to resummon it just in case it to reset the timer so it doesn't actually die on us in the middle of battle. And then I'm going to teach these guys if I can. It's gonna be hard to. I do not want to go up those stairs. We're gonna get because we're gonna get exploded. I'm gonna park them here, and then I'm going to set up my own bombs here. As well as the acid mortar. I'm gonna look and see if I can actually target anything up there. Oh, there it goes. That's fine. They're aggroed. Oh, bring the pets stupidly rushed in, and a couple of them got imploded, but that's okay. I'm going to use this incandescence to bring everybody back where they need to be and buff them at the same time. And then set up a zone of death here with my caltrops. I'm going to send another trip mine down here. Force field generator is about to go down, so we're going to summon a new one. Yeah. Another acid mortar, because I think I'll have 2 acid mortars down. That will help an awful lot. There we go. There. I'm going to toggle on that support hybrid. That's going to help an awful lot. I'll lay down another. I'm going to send 2 more of these guys out to debuff the hit, which will stack with my defense, keeping me safe. As you can see, the pets are shredding that ballista. Alright. So you saw some pet control there. That is not letting the pets run rampant. This is where a lot of people with their masterminds fail. And they get confused by the mastermind controls. These macros already exist for the pets. They already exist. And here's the needle thing. This is the trick that I use to get the macros onto my hotbar. If you switch to, is it advanced mode? Individual pet controls, which one is it? Simple mode. I just dragged these icons onto my bar. And then I changed the follow one to defensive follow, which is easy, which is literally just a typing. It says pet fall, the default is aggressive. I just changed aggressive to defensive. And I set these on my hotbar. Then I made a go-to macro, which is super easy to make. And then you drag them to your hotbar and you just click them. Control your pets. Pets go crazy, hit heal. They'll all come back to you. You want them to follow you? Follow me. Defensive puts you in bodyguard mode. You want them to attack a specific target? There it is right there. You want to go to a specific place? There it is right there. Just put them on your hotbar. No fancy numpad controls. No stuff that's going to drive me absolutely nuts trying to figure out how to hit this button, hit that button, this control button. No, they're just macros. Simple macros. Control the pets. That could have been a disaster with those steps. All right. And again, you learn with these mobs to go careful. We're almost done here. It's towards the end. Okay, there we go again. So that SOB has set trip mines up there. But we're going to stay at the bottom of the... Oh, the pets aren't following because I set them back here. But then we're going to bring them in here. Might as well bring in some big guns too. And, still got the, I'm going to park the pets. See, the pets stayed where I put them last time. I'm going to park them there. I'm going to risk this stair to see if I can go around here and pull in a mob without dying. And it looks like I'm the guinea pig here, but thanks to bodyguard mode, possibly I didn't get shredded by the bomb. Alright, well, I just blew the bombs up. Let's have my pets follow me. I'm just going to set up a little zone of death here. Incandescent, buff us all back up. This AoE confused, see if it hits any of them, but looks like they're confused resistant. I believe they probably have leadership going. Should have really put the poison gas bomb down. We did lose a pet, but I still think we're gonna be fine. Something's shredding our defenses here, but I'm just gonna resummon. The protector bots are good. I'm gonna see if I can resummon those tier ones. Ooh, something debuffed the heck out of us here. I'm not sure what hit us or what debuffed us, but something really slammed our defense. That time, I'm not gonna say that was user error. That was more than likely me. I mean, more than likely something we got hit with that I didn't know what the debuff was. But again, this Mastermind's still pretty darn good. We'll risk resing and see if they kill me. Why not? We're almost done. Yeah, not gonna work. Let's see if I can actively pause and restart the video here. But I believe in showing stuff, warts and all. We're almost done. Might as well just go to the hot. Actually, if we go to the base, I believe if you go to base, and then it'll teleport you to the front door of the mission when you leave the base of where you left. We should have been able to handle that. I'm not sure where the cascade failure hit on that one. That was, again, these are harder than normal mobs. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, well. Alright, a little bit more of a boring fly back there. I really need to learn to edit. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Again, robotics traps MMs are actually very, very good. I still stand by it. This is still a very good mastermind that's capable of. If that was like a normal, repeatable in like Granville or Paragon Island, I would have just sailed through that. I would have murdered it. But it's because of these particular mobs are just, they're more dangerous than the average mobs. So you do got to be careful. I'm not sure where I went wrong that time. Maybe the force field despawned and I didn't notice the force field had despawned. I'll have to take a look back at the video. I have a feeling that's what happened. And then I got hit with a really strong debuff, and then the AoEs wiped us as they will with a mastermind. You gotta be careful of the AoEs. But we're so almost done with this, and I want to finish the video. But that just speaks more to the efficacy of the Khalisti Wharf bombs and how good they are and how you've got to be. You can't just have a good build with those. This is an excellent build. Even without purples, this is an excellent build. It's got none to do with the build. You got to be on your toes with these Khalisti Wharf mobs. They don't screw around. And if you mess up, they're loaded with debuffs. They're loaded with debuffs. I guess I'll just say that again. They are loaded with debuffs. And they will shred you. Did I buff up my pets? Yes. I always forget whether I've done that or not. I'm going to bring this guy in. Make sure we got our force field generator up. I think the force field generator got wrecked or despawned, and I didn't notice that it had despawned. What I'm hoping now is we're going to just try to pull these mobs to us as opposed to us going to them. So I want to set up a choke point right here. One of my favorite ways is, oops, that's not where I meant to put those, but that's okay. I put the caltrops in the wrong place. So I'm going to set up a couple of things to block their advance to me. So these pets, and then we're just going to snipe this person. And they're going to come in. I'm going to concentrate fire on this thing because this guy, I think, was the one that debuffed the heck out of us. So I'm going to concentrate fire on him, my pets, and just knock him out of the way. And then now that he's out of the way, this should be good. Why the healing drone is way back there trying to do God knows what, I don't know. Concentrate fire on that coordinator. Look like there's two of those debuffing bosses, which kind of explains things, I think. We're just going to concentrate fire on her. Looks like she's the last one. Another acid mortar there. Notice I'm resisting the hold. See those little white dots around my head? If you saw them for a second, that was the hold I resisted. Thank goodness I had everything toggled on. There we go. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Villainous music to close this out. So yes, I died a couple times on this. I think that is more. That shows more just how powerful those mobs are, and how even with an excellent build, you better be on your toes if you're going to do some Khalisti Wharf missions because they're going to eat you alive. But overall, the mastermind building of itself, this is a great mastermind build. I could easily do go to Paragon Island or Granville and run a repeatable there. That's really easy. Or, those mobs aren't really that difficult to take care of once you're built up. And this guy would just shred through them even with a rather cheap 200 mil build. Sliding purples in this build, I've done it. I've done it on mids. I didn't really see that big of an improvement in anything. The resistances were still about the same. The defense was still about the same. DPS might have went up a little bit. But the only thing about the robotics trap mastermind is you gotta make sure, if anything, that when you keep an eye on that force field generator and make sure that if it goes, you bring that back up. Because I bet you when I reviewed the video, that's what happened that last time. The other few times that we messed up, I just wasn't paying attention, or I was distracted, or just, and you can't wander into Callisto Wharf mobs like that. You'll get shredded. You'll die. Um, anyway, thanks for watching the latest in my random build videos. I hope it made sense. I might see if I can post the build somehow in the video comments. I'll take a look because I'm not really good at that kind of stuff, but I'll figure it out. And hopefully one day I'll learn how to edit. That's like my next thing is I want to learn how to edit video. Anyway, guys, thanks for putting up with my randomness. Thanks for enjoying me. This mastermind is a great mastermind for task forces. It's a good all-arounder. Um, by level 20, this thing's good enough to do mostly everything you want to do in a game. You run the whole. I would say roll one of these and just play the regular game. Don't even power level. Just play the regular game and go through the story arcs with it, either red or blue or even gold, and you will be fine. And you'll make a lot of hero merits, and you'll enjoy yourself the whole time, and you'll be a great team leader. Anyway, have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Ta ta for now.